This is a really huge game. There's a lot of depth and a lot of things to do, and the budget was 200 million and over 500 people developing it, so it's a lot of gaming hours you can get out of it. I just finished playing the game the other day, and I will share some of the insights and thoughts about it, not too much about the game itself, except the plot, and this way it's full of spoilers, so don't check the following if you wanna play the game or you wanna keep it secret and discover things, because that's part of the fun as well. But this is more about metaphysics and stuff about the plot and not the game itself, but it will spoil the game for you. The game is dated some plus 100 years in the future, where gravitational drives are reality, so people can go between solar systems, so starships are real, yet no aliens, even though they are different humanity factions who've been many years doing things. So the game is full of different plots and missions and things you can discover, and because it's a history of humanity as well, there's been even wars happening in the space, and Earth is no more. It exists, but it doesn't have anyone living there. It doesn't have an atmosphere more or less anymore, so something happened in the past. The character is discovering things. They found some weird anomalies, also some artifacts which seem non-humanity made, really ancient and old ones, and they have some properties which are not known by the current science. And the main plot, if you choose to follow that one, is to discover these artifacts and what's happening, and are there somebody out there, and also learning about and discovering these new weird capabilities and phenomena. One of the undercurrents of the game, if you choose to take and read between the lines, or that's at least my interpretation, is it's a self-discovery process as well for the characters. Why I'm here, what I'm doing, what's the purpose of life, what is the meaning of my life, what should I do, why should I do it, about regrets. A lot of these things are coming from the discussions with the characters and the interactions and during the different things happening within the game. It has taken influence from Quantum Break, Cyberpunk 2077, and games which has come before. Nevertheless, the interesting thing is not the game itself, but the worldview and its take on the physics and the nature of reality. You start as a miner, mining minerals, resources, and then you discover something and you touch one of the artifacts. Well, that was the only one there. And then things start to go in a completely different direction for you. You start to look and seek for these artifacts and the meaning, and join a group of people who've been doing that for a long time, funded by some billionaire. And this gives you the new purpose for your life, but it also gave you a realization while you were touching that object that something is going on which you cannot explain. While you going about your life, gathering wealth, experiences, facing some hardship, but nevertheless doing the everyday things humans tend to do. So you're living your life and you have a purpose, and it takes a lot of toll and tear to do those things, and drama is something you cannot avoid. And then skipping a bit further on the plot, you start to realize that there's a multiverse. So things are not just how they seem. And then there start to be also visitations by some unidentified people. You don't know whether they are alien or whether they are human-based. The aircraft they're using is unidentified. It seems to be still within the bounds of what humanity could do, maybe with more advanced tech. Is it something what happened in the past, some other branch of humanity which was forgotten, and now they're coming back and they did some discoveries that haven't happened in the other factions. When you gather these artifacts, you start to gain some qualities. You can look a little bit further on time. You can skip ahead some meters, tens of meters, few other of these things which are not usually possible for regular people and which cannot be explained, even though there's a grav drives which allows you to hop between star systems, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise these things are weird. And now we're coming to the heavy spoiler alert section. So you learn that these persons who are popping up when you're picking up these artifacts are actually people. They call themselves as Starborn. And it becomes evident that they are humans. And later on in the plot, they appear to be another version of the people you know. They are hostile to the idea that you gather these artifacts. First they just want to scare you away. Then they start to communicate and talk with you. Then you learn why they do that. And that's a heavy lesson to learn. They are gathering these artifacts as well. And they say that when you have enough of them, you can put them together and they allow you to become a Starborn. You can gain unity. Probably in our terms it would be like singularity, but nevertheless you will be reborn again. You will lose everything you know, but you will continue living consciously in another universe. You will not lose your knowledge. You will have your experience, but you will lose all the possessions you have. You will have none of that. And obviously all your friends and everything you know in a sense of a regular world and living will be gone, like in death. In the latter part of the main mission, the game, you will learn why the Earth is how it is, completely looking like Mars. An artifact was found many years back, many years back, and at a time when Earth and humanity were just in a single planet like we are now. They found an artifact in Mars, somewhere on Mars, and they started to play around with it on Moon. There was a moon base for the experimentation, and this was the origin of the gravitation drives for the systems, for the starcraft and all those shuttles and aircraft they used for the escaping the Earth when the atmosphere started to lose its coherence and integrity, and Earth was starting to space out. So the scientists who tried to figure out what is this thing, they played around with it quite heavily. They developed tech around it, and they put a lot of supercomputing also a lot of energy into it and beaming it with lasers, and eventually when it was almost too late, or probably too late, they figured out that they are killing Earth. The gravitational anomalies which happened because they didn't know the tech good enough started to have an effect on Earth, and the atmosphere was starting to go out to the space, and this was the beginning of the end for Earth. So it was human-made because of that artifact which they were playing around. They were playing around with tech they didn't understand, and that was the cause for the humanity to go to space, become a species that is in different star systems. The whole thing started because of that discovery, which yielded some errors, mistakes, and which were not admitted and were kept as a secret, hidden. And the panic and the things which followed and enabled humanity to go to space were all coming out of that one single incident. Starbones wanted to gather those artifacts for themselves, or keep humanity or other people finding and discovering their power because of the past experiences. Nevertheless, in this universe, the Earth is already gone, so that's not the catastrophe they are wanting to avoid. So what is it all about? Are they just selfish? Should they be the ones who have all the power and the decision making, who can discover and do things in the universe? Who is right, who is wrong? What should be done about it? That's part of the moral dilemma you are facing in the game. Starbones reveal that once you gain the unity, they've been around a lot of universes. They've been playing the same plot over and over again, and they've seen so many different versions. Almost all of them still playing out some way or the other, but more or less the outcome is not the one which is possible in your universe now. Being reborn in a new universe, even having similar kind of people you know, but obviously they're not the same persons, even though they look the same and probably do almost the same things, but they're just different versions. That's within the multiverse theory. But then there's other part which is probably a more like a artistic license, where the protagonist can shift between different outcomes. There's a distress call from a planet, and it appears to be that there's a person trapped in another split of the universe where an accident happens, and the character who is coming to rescue finds out that thanks to this touching the artifacts, he or she can switch between these two alternative versions. So there's a space station which had an accident, but the personnel is still there, and then there's this other version where the personnel is gone and there's only one person deep down buried into the on the ground who sent the distress call, and the character can then accomplish the mission by switching between these worlds, because there are some blockages in the tunnels and deep down, so you need the functioning version and the one which is destroyed in order to move ahead. And that's something probably not according to the multiverse theory at the moment. Yeah, you switch from one to another all the time by living your life, but switching back and between is something that should not be possible. That was a long backstory and a background if you haven't played the game. But while I was playing it, and it became evident what you can do, there's so much to do, so you could play the game for the next year probably and discover planets and do things, so you can just do whatever you like there. But when you have gathered all these artifacts, you have a choice. You can at any time at your leisure choose to go to the Unity, but it's a one-way ticket. I didn't know that you cannot take with you all the possessions. I knew that you can be reborn in another universe and you can still maintain all the experience and knowledge you've been and skills you've been gathering, which takes a lot of hard work. But you cannot take the possessions with you, because that's also something which takes a lot of time, like in regular life, gathering of resources. So when the Unity happened and I decided to do that as soon as possible, I was reborn. I didn't choose it, it just happened. But then I realized that I don't have anything. Well, I got a spacesuit, I got a ship, so there was something, but I didn't have anything on me. I didn't have any credits, no money, no weapons, nothing, because you needed something to defend yourself as well. And that was an interesting experience. After being on the other side and realizing that everything you've been doing for quite many hours, and you were expecting that you could actually finally, when you have that nice little bit bigger ship and you have resources and money and skills, that you could start to enjoy the game. It is the life, and just have the benefits what you have gained. Then you realize that you have none of it. It's all gone. Everything is gone, and you are in a similar feeling and looking life again, but you are not the same. You have changed. After the initial shock and the disappointment that, okay, why did I gather all these things? Because you don't really know what's happening in the game, but you need things because you're leveling up and it's getting harder and harder, so you need to gather some of these things, but obviously not all of it was for nothing, basically. Like in life, if you're gathering a lot of possessions, a lot of things you think are important, and maybe you're waiting for your retirement and then you drop dead one day after you are retired. But being a reborn, you have the experience, the memories, the knowledge. You know what to expect because it's the alternative universe, so the same stuff, same missions can still happen. You can still collect the artifacts, you can still find people who are different versions, and you have now knowledge they don't have, and you can help to bring this universe to a different ending and paths and choices, if you like, or you can accomplish the missions you didn't do before. Nevertheless, the realization and the one part of that, you realize that, okay, I'm not gonna do any of that resource material gathering, because what's the point of it anyways? Well, there are things you could do, like building outposts and do all those things, but why waste time? How lightly, easily can I live? And this is another metaphor. When you realize that a lot of the things in life are not important and not worth your effort and time, how else could you live? What else could you do? And after the realization, there's no way turning back. You have changed. Also that there are only different takes, there are no right or wrong, they are just choices, and they are also reduced, and it's not once and for all and then nothing. Things keep on going and evolving, and that is not as final as you thought it is. It still remained a mystery. Who created those artifacts? Why were they there? Were they put in there so that you could start to question? You would become curious, you start to collect them, and you would find the Unity. You would come back to the Unity. So they were like breadcrumbs you follow if you're smart enough and curious enough to do that. But who put those there in the first place? This is the game studio's biggest launch ever, already 10 million players.